1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. A B C D A B C D. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
Okay, like that, okay? I wasn't sure, because they said it was fun. Should I be telling them that they're
Basically, you've got to be getting close to it to get it to move. So can you do that while I
Okay.
guide you?
Okay, easy then. Thank you.
So we want to go a little bit to the to that way, ideally. Whoa, that's far too much. Right, a little bit right. No, left. And okay, a tiny bit that way. Sorry, a tiny bit. Right. We're on a really delicate. It's very twitchy, very sensitive. A little bit that way.
Yeah.
That way. Yeah. Oh, it's like on the cusp of like two. You're completely blind, mate. Yeah. Try zooming out. 1. That's down, mate. Go back up. Right. Okay.
That's alright.
Go.
Can you do your speech and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, a little bit more.
That's what I thought I was doing, which is why I brought it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
perfect.
go
The
that way.
decoration,
That way. No, that way.
White coats, I ironed this morning, but again.
And a little bit that way.
They never say nice, it's fine.
Zoom out a little bit more.
Yes, I brought it just in
A little bit that way.
It's just as my closet.
Okay. Down slightly. Can you go up a touch? It's just not. It's just very sensitive, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's the best. Come and have a look at this. Because, so what we want to capture is the podium, but we also want to capture this side because that's where the photos happen. So, but if we go higher, you get a load of the dark black space. If you go lower, obviously you get in the back of people's heads and stuff. So I don't think you can get a better shot than that. What do you think? Audio's quite nice. And get your safe cell. Yep. I've had this on for like ambient noise, but I'll turn it off now. Okay, go to YouTube. One two one two 1 2 3 4 A B A B C D A B C D 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 A B C D A B C D 1 2 1 2. And you can see obviously you get the levels on there when I'm talking into this, like this. There's literally the three. There's the video capture, the image, the audio input capture. When it's time, we'll switch to that scene, which just has the audio, the same audio input, the same video. It's just missing the graphic. The only way to be heard
Is that
on the stream is to have it like that.
Okay, that's fine. We need to do that.
lovely?
The street.
What's it? I'll put it there. So I don't say anything.
Yeah, I've just told them. They can't remember her number.
Oh, right, lovely. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no.
Right, we're ready to go. Okay, welcome everybody. We're going to start our ceremony shortly. If you'd like to sit down, please feel free. So first of all, welcome to everyone here today, those online watching from home, guests and invited speakers. And I welcome the deans, the students and the faculty. So this white coat ceremony and celebration of excellence is being streamed on the AUC YouTube and Facebook websites for family and friends to enjoy. And a special welcome to any family members in the audience today. Today we welcome back Amanda Curavilla. Amanda started her MD in St Martin's and is currently undertaking clinical sciences at one of our UK core clinical sites in Epsom. Amanda came to our 10th annual symposium in September and won one of our coveted awards for her clinical presentation. We welcome the UK Clinical Deans, Dean Scobie, who's going to lead the new students through the physician's oath and the donning of the white coat, and Dean Ash for pithy words of encouragement. So to the students who are participating in the ceremony today, you're pledging yourself in front of your fellow medical students, the faculty, colleagues, deans, friends and family on your way to becoming a physician in 4 years' time. On this campus, you might have noticed 3 words on some of the signage, and the words are passion, perseverance, and pride. And I hope your journey encompasses all 3. The white coat ceremony is introduced to signify your personal transition to the medical school at AUC. And the short white coat that you'll don today signifies you as a novice learner at the start of your medical journey. And 2023 is the first year that some of our students from the UK track will have completed their MD journey, and they'll match in March. So those students will swap their white coat for a mid-length white coat. AUC celebrates 96% first-time residency attainment rates for graduates from 2021 and 2022. And AUC graduates entered residency programs in 20 specialities through 33 states and territories. Whilst many of our students enter primary care specialities, notable specialities include anesthesiology, child neurology, emergency medicine, surgery, and interventional radiology. And 19 graduates matched into one of our AUC affiliated clinical hospital sites. So without more ado, I want to invite Amanda to speak to you today. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Close. Hello, everyone. Hi. So before I even introduce myself, I really need to address you guys, because every single one of you deserves a massive congratulations. Whether you're here because you'll be donning your white coat for the first time, or you're here because you absolutely nailed your courses last semester, you are here because you did something great and that needs to be acknowledged. So I'd like to extend my sincerest congratulations to all of you for everything you've achieved and everything yet to come. So my name is Amanda. As Dean Ginty said, I am a current AUC student in my final core rotation at Epsom Hospital. That's in Southwest London. Unlike you guys, I did not go through the UK tract. I completed basic science in St. Martin. I started in May 2020, so my first 2 semesters were purely virtual. So I basically did my entire first year of medical school in my childhood bedroom in my parents' house back in Canada. Then I spent my whole second year in St. Martin, and now I've been here for my entire 3rd year. And I'll be in various parts of the United States for my 4th year. I promise there's relevance to what I'm telling you. I don't just enjoy talking about myself, although I might just a little bit. But what I'm trying to tell you is that medical school is an absolute ride. Not everyone's is going to be as evenly divided up as mine has been, but everyone is going to be as unique as they are. The person sitting next to you could be in all the same courses as you, go to the same hospital for clinical rotations as you, but come out of it with a completely different experience and have an entirely different impression. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. You're all entering into this, or you've made a little bit of headway. Regardless, there's still a lot waiting for you, and you have so many opportunities ready for you to grab them. I'm sure all of you are aware of this, but medical school is not easy. It's a challenge, probably one of the biggest challenges we are all ever going to face. And while it may not always feel like it, there's a lot to say about the things that we accomplish and the things that we overcome while we attend AUC. The biggest lesson I have learned is that honestly, you really gotta roll with the punches. If there's something you can't control, don't stress about it, because there's most definitely something else that is well within your responsibilities that you should be stressing over instead. For example, Wi-Fi is down or Wi-Fi just hates you and you had planned on studying. That's okay. Sleep, prepare food, exercise, engage in some other form of self-care. Sometimes the things that feel like major stressors are just opportunities to take in the aspects of life that tend to get forgotten when medicine takes over. And this happens to all of us. This career can be all-encompassing, and that makes it really hard to step back or to take a breath when sometimes it feels like all we can breathe is medicine. But we all face burnout, and learning how to manage this is absolutely vital. I don't know if you've experienced burnout in the past. I know that I hadn't truly felt it until I started school here. I think end of second block of first semester was kind of where it first hit. And basically what it is that you're so mentally and emotionally drained that you start to lose sight of yourself, your accomplishments, your goals, and basically anything that would motivate you to keep moving forward. You hit a wall that you can't get over, you feel like you're drowning and you can't locate the surface. You need to find your balance, prevent it as best as you can, and know the signs when you're reaching it. You need to figure out what works best for you to help you climb out of it. Burnout is real and not something we talk about nearly enough, so please learn what works for you best and take care of yourselves, because the habits you develop now are going to stick with you for a very long time. On a different note, I know you're all very familiar with what basic science looks like, but and while it's exhausting, I'd like to inform you that clinical science is way worse. I'm kidding, sort of. But it is insanely tiring. You have a ton on your plate, but it's a far more fulfilling experience, and your days consist of a lot more than lecture slides, modules, and textbooks. You truly get a taste of medicine. Patients, families, doctors, drugs, diseases you spent painstaking hours learning about come to life before your eyes. If you're waiting for clinical experience, you're well on your way to it. In the last 9 months, I have experienced things and seen things that I never expected, and let alone expected to participate in. I've led physio classes for elderly patients. I've met, clerked, and chatted with countless patients and even done case presentations about them. I cardioverted someone, which means I got to set the machine, take the big metal pads, and shock the patient back into sinus rhythm. I've helped with vaginal births and C-sections, done speculum exams, listened to fetal heart sounds using a Pinard cone. If you don't know what a Pinard cone is, I highly suggest looking it up. It's a really cool bit of equipment. I sutured, cauterized, administered local anesthetic, did a cystoscopy, and cut off a man's testes, all in one day of urology. During anesthetics, I learned how to seal a mask on a patient while maintaining the airway with one hand, and also squeezing the bag to ventilate the patient at the same time with the other hand, and then remove it all to insert the eye gel down their throat to keep their airway open for the surgery. All with the very supportive registrar whispering in my ear that I was the only thing keeping the patient alive. So, I mean, no pressure, right? And last week, I got to correct an ingrown toenail. That one might sound a little bit funny, but it was a really cool experience because the surgeon basically did one toe, explained it, walked me through it, then said, "Amanda, do you have any issues with toes?" And of course, I responded, "Oh, of course not. I'm great with toes." So he said, "Okay, you do the other toe." And then he walked me through it, and I fixed an ingrown toenail by myself. That was very nice. These experiences will stick with you forever. You never forget what it's like to witness a birth. You never forget what it's like to wait to find out if a suicidal psych patient who ran away from the facility is still alive. And you never forget what it's like to sit with someone in their last few days of life. I know I got a little bit grim at the end of that, but it truly is a very well-rounded experience, and you get to see so many sides of the job. Your days of long hours grinding at your laptops unfortunately do not come to an end, but your world is opened up to in so many other ways, and it's really something to look forward to. I've already mentioned this, but medical school truly is a journey, one that is entirely unique to you. So you're going to have good days, and you're going to have bad days. However more frequent one is than the other, you can't lose sight of how far you've come, everything you still have to do, or why you're here and why you're doing it. I know it's cliche, like painfully so to talk about it, but think about your why, because every single person has one. I worked with an orthopedic surgeon a couple weeks ago, and she had initially wanted to be a Formula One engineer, but she was told that women didn't do that, so she had to find another job. She decided to go into medicine because she liked science, and she learned that she could do physics with the human body. Whatever your reason for being here may be, you have overcome so much to make it happen. So however awful your bad days might be, just remember that one day those will all be in the past, just like everything else you have persevered through to get this far. I will be honest with you, this last little bit is from an article I wrote for the AUC News last year, so I need to cite myself because I don't want to pretend like I came up with this now. Plagiarism lectures have really had an impact on me. But another cliche that I actually really love is the whole idea that the person you are now is very likely someone that your younger self would absolutely idolize. Think back to 10 years ago. Would whoever you were back then be proud of who you are now? All the obstacles you faced, all the times you considered giving up, or thought maybe I'm on the wrong path. I doubt that 10 years ago you could have foreseen where you are now, and I really don't think that right now you can see where you will be in the next decade. You have come so far, and you're only going to go farther. So congratulations on the milestones you are recognizing today and everything you will accomplish in the future. Thank you.
So we're going to now move on to the donning of the white coat. And we're going to invite the students to come up. And Dean Ian Scobie, the Assistant Clinical Dean, will help the students in the donning of the white coat. We'll ask the students to come up onto the stage. You'll be guided to put your white coat on, and then you can return to your seat. And then we're going to, when we've done that process, we'll ask all the students to come up, and then we're going to bring with you your physician's oath, and we're going to recite the oath together. So to start with our white coat recipients. So Yeshu Agawal. So Yeshu, if you just, we're just going to get a photograph. Hussein Ajami. Nora Freen. Sabrina Benjamin. Nora Findakli. Eric Flondra. Mansi Gangotra. Nikin Ghaffari. Janisa Hanief. Peter Hanna. Vishavjit Hundal. Alexander Jacobs. Josh Najoni. Kayla Kay. Sahil Khan. Lukman Mahar. Anthony Okeke. Bailey Rolston. Tyler Ramdeen. Mohammed Safa. Mohammed Saleh. Babinpreet Sandhu. Alexis Seniwak. Bisma Shahzadi. Enikole Simon. Fatima Saeed. Haraye Tamuno. And Mahima Walia. So now we're going to ask all the students who've just donned their white coats to come back onto the stage to bring the oath with them, and then you're going to recite the oath led by Dean Scobie.
You got one there. Okay, yeah. I'll use yours then. So I'll get them to
Yeah.
get them to follow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight fit, I think. Well done with the speech. Very good.
All the ones at the back.
Okay, I'm going to start, and I'll lead in if you follow, please. I swear to fulfill to the best of my ability and judgment this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply, for the benefit of the sick, all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially must I tread with care in matters of life and death. If it is given me to save a life, all thanks, but it may also be within my power to take a life. This awesome responsibility must be faced with great humbleness and awareness of my frailty. Above all, I must not plague at God. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect the person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body, as well as the infirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. Well, I stumbled once.
So we move on to the second part of our ceremony, the celebration of academic excellence. And in the second part of today's ceremony, we're recognising academic achievement, mentorship, those who show commitment and dedication to our AUC learning community. And to start this off, we're inviting Dean Ash to say a few words.
Hello everybody, can you hear me? Yes? Bad luck. It's a pleasure to be here and speaking to you. It's an honour and privilege, and I wish you well for the future. I think I've made a big mistake because Dean Scobie turned to me a moment ago to say, you're making an uplifting speech. And then Dean Ginty said, and I think I must have misheard him when he asked me to come and speak today. He said he wanted 50 words of encouragement. And unfortunately, I've written 3,500 words of discouragement, so I'm sorry about that. My previous talk was about the future of medicine and IT and robotic surgery and computer diagnosis and the replacement of doctors by machines and so on. And how I hope dearly you'll retain the qualities of compassion and empathy and so on. But I'm going to talk about pitfalls today. I'll try and make it fun, but I think it is a relevant thing that you may not get taught about, is how to know what's truth and what's false and what's right and what's wrong and what's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So I'm going to outline just a few things, but just a bit of fun to begin with. if you, I don't want you to do this right now, but if you Google what's the best medical school in the world, you'll get a list of the top 10. Anybody, come on, let's make this interactive and participatory. Who can say, guess what's going to be in the top 10 medical schools in the world? Harvard is number 1, yeah. John Hopkins is somewhere in there, I can't remember which one is it. Yale, yeah. Oxford is, yeah. Stanford's the other one in the US, and there probably is another one I've forgotten. Cambridge, Oxford, and Imperial in the UK. And then there's places like the Karolinska Institute in Sweden. So, these 10 best medical schools, do they produce the best doctors? So why are they the 10 best medical schools? Because the 10 best medical schools are rated according to how many publications the faculty make in their research and whether they go into certain high impact journals and what their citation index is. And my experience of medical school, I won't mention any names, is that you're not really interested in teaching if you're a researcher. So in fact, okay, I'm going to be provocative. You go to one of these medical schools, lots of research output, the professors and consultants there are not terribly interested, or it's exceptional if they are, in teaching. So I'm going to suggest that maybe these top 10 medical schools are not ones that produce the best doctors. They certainly get a lot of high qualified applicants because you have to be super clever and academically very high to get into them. But that's my first thing about saying, oh, the top 10 medical schools, how is that ranking decided upon? Because you may have a different way of ranking top 10 medical schools. Maybe you should look at their alumni and see what they've done afterwards. And if one medical school's trained people that have done fantastic things more than another one, that would make my top 10 medical school. So when you're presented with something like that, have a look. How did you arrive at that conclusion? Because it may not be the same way you judge a medical school. So a few more things. These are bits of sort of advice from a bloke who's been round the block a few times, in other words, old. So what else are you going to come up against now? I'll tell you, I had a patient I'll tell you about. There's a middle-aged lady who was convinced she'd had Lyme disease and that was the cause of her chronic fatigue syndrome. She had no risk for getting Lyme disease. She'd never been anywhere where she'd get bitten by a tick, and her blood tests were all normal and Lyme serology was normal. So she said, well, I've been to Germany and I've had a blood test in this special clinic and it was positive. Yeah, but if you go to that clinic, 75% of people go there, the blood test turns out positive because it's a real scam. But she said, oh, no. And she was on one of these echo chambers. You know what an echo chamber is? When you go online, you join a group on one of the platforms, I don't know which one it was, on where everybody who's in that group has the same belief that the cause of this is such and such a. And if you dissent on that group, you join that group and say, no, I don't believe that, you will get abuse and you will leave that group. So these are all people saying, yes, you're right, yes, you're right, yes, you're right, and increasing the belief of what is probably something that's completely wrong. So my advice to you is just to be aware about misinformation and disinformation, because patients come in, they'll have looked up lots of things, their symptoms on the internet and their diagnosis, or their provisional diagnosis on the internet, or come to you with a diagnosis that you think, no. And it's very difficult actually to convince that individual that they're wrong. Because if you, like my patient who thought they had Lyme disease, I had a serious chat with her and she said, I'm never going to see you again. So I didn't handle that too well. So what other things would you come across that might be pitfalls? So conflicts of interest. So how about financial ones? The power of money. Let me be terribly provocative. Okay, in the US, it's somewhat different to the healthcare system in the UK. But in the UK, if you go into private medicine outside the NHS, you get a different pathway in terms of how many investigations you have done. So let me tell you about another patient who was a bit of a celebrity in the fashion world, and I can't mention her name, and I'm not trying to show off that I see lots of celebrities because I don't. And she came because her sister worked in the same hospital where I worked, and she said, would I see her? So I saw her, and she went through, and she had a number of issues, and they're all very separate issues. I won't relate them to you, but I suggested to her that I think you've got a bit of reflux there, try some omeprazole and this and that, and try some fluconazole for that, and try that. No. And she said, okay, do you think I should go to see a private person? I said, a private doctor? I said, no, not really. Try this, see what you think. And she decided to see someone private because her company that she ran has a contract with a health insurance company. And she came back and saw me a few months later and said, well, I've had an endoscopy and I've had a colposcopy and I've had this investigation and an MRI scan, a little. And I said, well, yeah, what was the outcome? And she said, well, they gave me exactly what I told her. In the end, she had some fluconazole and she had this and that and the other and something else, exactly what I said. And she'd been put through all those things. You know, she'd been referred to somebody else for a bronchoscopy. Goodness knows why. So I'm going to suggest this is because you can rack up a bigger bill for investigations. The more investigations you do, the more money you make. So please be aware. Do something in the interest of the patient, not your wallet. Oh, that was horrible, wasn't it? I'm sorry about that. Well, let's talk about pharmaceutical companies. We've all heard about pharmaceutical companies refusing to publish some trials, refusing to release data from the trials that they have published, or talk about toxicities in their drugs, and perhaps have done some dodgy statistics in poorly designed trials, and they've got design bias. So when we rely on what we call evidence-based medicine, we get evidence from, if you're lucky, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials. And most trials of that nature cost a lot of money to set up, a lot of man-hours to run them, and you've got to get backing from somewhere. And I think the majority of these trials are funded by pharmaceutical companies. And I suspect you might be a bit suspicious of the results that they publish. So do be perhaps more critical, or be able to critique the results that you see if it's how the trial has been designed, and know a bit about statistics so you can properly evaluate the value of their findings. I read a book. I can't remember the title of it, but it outlined in great detail all the facts about how tobacco companies lobbied government and alcohol drink companies lobbied government and threatened the personalities who dissented and said, we shouldn't be smoking, it causes this. They then hired a company to insult them and discredit them. And all this was found out, that they did this. I think it's shameful that that's happened. So do be aware that these nasty things do go on. How about research fraud? There's an infamous doctor called Dr. Andrew Wakefield who made out that the MMR vaccine was the cause of autism. And he did some incredibly bad things, like taking blood samples from children at a party and inventing stuff in his research publications that were clearly not right. And I suggest to you that he was responsible for the reduction in the uptake of MMR vaccine, with the consequences that lots of children got those illnesses and were severely ill and possibly died as a result of that. So be careful how you interpret these papers that are published. Even opinions. So I'm not innocent by any means of this. So you ask somebody's opinion, a fellow student, a doctor, or somebody else who's qualified. People love to give advice. It makes them feel useful and it makes them feel authoritative. But it's only someone's opinion. You can garner their opinion, but you don't have to take it as gospel. And sort of finally, really, a warning for the future. I qualified in 1928, and everything I learned, that was a joke, by the way. A little louder. Oh, sorry. I qualified, oh, thank you. So I start at the beginning again. I qualified a very long time ago, and everything in medicine has changed manyfold over. So what you learn today may be wrong in 10 years' time. Not anatomy, though, because it's quite difficult to make anatomical errors, I think, in reporting. But a lot of other things may be very different. So my advice to you is, yeah, trust people, but always question and critique the data and advice that they give you. And if you're dealing with a patient that's come along with a particular belief, you know, tell them that you respect their opinion and you will listen to what they have to say, but that you've been trained and you're experienced in making an unbiased assessment of the evidence and not being swayed by an external outside influence. So don't, as the saying goes, don't sell your soul to the devil, but maintain your integrity and be critical in a analysing way of any information you're given. Have a look at how that information was derived, and could there be an error in that? I'm sorry, that was 3,499 words of discouragement. I hope you have a great afternoon. I hope to see you again in future. And thank you, Amanda, I have to say, for a fantastic speech where she's narrated all that she's done in her core clerkships. In which country are your core clerkships we doing? The UK. Oh, yeah. Well, it would have to be to have done all those fantastic things. There's just a plug for core clerkships in the UK. Thank you very much. And back to Dean Ginty.
Okay, so I'm pleased now to acknowledge the contribution of our peer tutors, and I'd like to ask Dr. Abbas Al-Hassan and our senior peer tutor, Mr. Dipesh Bhatt, to come and present the awards, please. I'll ask Steve. It's okay, I'll ask Steve to come down, shall I? Okay, is Dr. Al-Hassan not here? No, okay. Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to ask Dr. Steve Thompson to come and do it, because he's got some more to do in a minute anyway. Thank you very much. Thanks, Steve. Okay, so Semester 1, Molecules to Medicine, Yera Zipke. Vanessa Ezekuze. Shandi Machuraju. Mustafa Tahir. Mohammed Qureshi. Muhammad Al-Sayed. Edwin Kim. Farhana Afreen. Arib Aratsu. And Grace Massey. For Legacy Curriculum Semester 2, Molecular Cell Biology 2, Mohammed Qureshi. And Edwin Kim again. For Physiology 1, Mohammed Akram. You're not here? No, Mohammed, okay. Dipesh Bhatt. That's it. And for Immunology, Uzumaka Okoro. For Semester 3, Pathology 1, Greer McKee. And Vanessa Ezekwuze. For Physiology 2, Edwin Kim. And Hadithia Bale. For medical microbiology, Greer McKinney. And Vanessa Ezekuse. Okay, so move on to the S4S group. So the SGA recently set up this S4S group, recruiting students to offer practical study advice to new students. So we've already got Dr. Stephen Thompson to help give the awards, also called Mr. Edwin Kim to give the certificates. Okay, so students are Vanessa Ezekuse, Shandi Macharaju, Shandi. Farhana Afreen. Chidera Oswigwe. Chidera? No, she's not here. Okay. Renee Wilson. Mohammed Qureshi. Aditya Bell. Mustafa Tahir. And Emma Reid. Thank you very much, peer tutors. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Student Engagement and Student Research Awards now. Who's going to give those? Yeah. Dr. Ian Scobie is going to give those out. So every semester we ask the faculty to recognise the students for their engagement in learning. Okay, so we're going to go through these per semester. I'll do all the clinical medicine ones at the end. Okay, to start with, Semester 1 Award Molecules to Medicine, Amir Nazakian. Semester 2, Physiology 1, Renee Wilson. Immunology, Mohammed Al-Sayed. Molecular Cell Biology 2, France Spies. Semester 3, Pathology 1, Depeche Bat. Physiology 2, Mika Malana. Medical Microbiology, Mohammed Qureshi. Semester 4, Pathology 2, Felix Sun. Pharmacology, Edwin Kim. Look at her shoes. Neuroscience, Christine Wang. And for ICM, Clinical Medicine 1, Lois Oladejo. Clinical Medicine 2, Renee Wilson. Clinical Medicine 3, Uzumaka Okoro. And Clinical Medicine 4, Mustafa Tahir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that one. We're going to move on now to our recognition for honour and service, the presentations of the Dean's List recipients, and our RISE Award. So Steve Ash, Dr. Steve Ash, Dean Steve Ash, is going to help me give out those awards. So honour and service is an award for 5th semester students, and we congratulate those recognised by AUC for their honour and service during their first 4 semesters. And we wish these students well in their last semester. Each student is engaged in AUC community events or extracurricular activities and maintained a GPA average of 85% or greater. The students on the honour and service, Dengimore Angaya, Amanda, do you want to go and stand next to him for the photo for that? We'll get it. Thanks. Adita Bell. Vanessa Ezekwuze. Shelby Hamilton. Graham McKinney. Mustafa Tahir. And Christine Wang. So our next award is the Dean's List Award. That's given to students who get an average GPA over the semester of 87% or greater. So for last semester, the first semester students on the Dean's List are Gregory Spencer, Jacqueline DeMarco, Daniel John, Atalia Liverant, Amir Nazakian. Would you like to come down? So Gregory. Yeah, we'll do a group picture, Sergeant. So these students get a small Dean's List lapel, little badge to wear on their lapel, and a little trophy. So, and some of the students are wearing theirs already. For semester 2, Shandilia Machuraja, Franz Boys, and Mohammed El Said. And we had one student in semester 3, Dipesh Bhatt. Now I have 2 awards to give out before we move on to the faculty awards decided by the students. So first of all, I want to acknowledge the outgoing president of the SGA with an award recognising her work in supporting the AUC community in the UK over 2 semesters. She's led a collective impact to achieve significant and sustainable change through the campus community and set the SGA ready for future endeavours. The award in recognition of service by the SGA President, Vanessa Ezekwuze. And as Dean, I have pleasure in selecting the RISE Award recipient. The award acknowledges resilience, inclusion, service and excellence. A concept developed by the Student Government Association in 2019. It's a guideline for the conduct that a typical AUC student should exemplify, as well as a set of standards by which students hold themselves accountable. In resilience, it's recognising my limitations and seeking help where my level of experience is inadequate to handle the situation. Inclusion is to interact with all members of the community in a considerate and a cooperative manner. Service is to demonstrate gratitude and compassion for people of all cultures and backgrounds in the pursuit of our common goals, to exhibit humility, accountability, while dedicating time and service for the prosperity of others. And excellence is to uphold a campus atmosphere that is conducive to learning, to work with faculty and peers with professionalism. So in selecting this semester's students, I've identified somebody who's embodied a real attitude to promoting a culture of fellowship, respecting the character and contribution of every individual, who's encouraged an open community interest and a bond with others through academic excellence. interacting with many members of the community in a really considerate way. So our Rise Award is Edwin Kim. Congratulations. So I'm now going to pass on to the current SGA President, Renee Wilson, for the Faculty Awards.
Hi everyone, and welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Renee Wilson, and I'm a third semester medical student here at the AUC UK track. I'm also the current president of the Student Government Association. On behalf of the student body, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the White Coat Ceremony, a symbol of your commitment to the medical profession. As you don your white coats, you are joining a long line of dedicated healthcare professionals who have committed their lives to the care of others. The white coat is a symbol of the trust and confidence that society has placed in you as you embark on this noble journey. But with this trust comes great responsibility. Medicine is a demanding profession that requires a commitment to lifelong learning and a dedication to putting the needs of patients above your own. As you begin your medical education, I urge you to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead with an open heart and an open mind. You will be facing many challenges during this journey, but remember that you are not alone. Your fellow peers, faculty, and administrative staff are all here to support you every step of the way. Seek out their guidance and support, and never be afraid to ask for help. As you move forward on this journey, remember that the white coat is not just a symbol of your profession, but a symbol of your dedication to serving others. Wear it with pride and humility, and let it remind you of the great privilege and responsibility that comes with being a healthcare professional. Congratulations on your acceptance into medical school. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I look forward to seeing the incredible things you will accomplish in the semesters to come. I'd now like to take this time to recognize the outstanding achievements of some of our most dedicated and talented faculty members. As we reflect on this past semester, it is clear that the excellence demonstrated by our faculty has had a profound impact on the lives of our students, the community, and the medical profession as a whole. From semesters 1 to 4, students elected a faculty member by majority vote and provided me with their reasonings. I will now announce the faculty award winners. Starting with semester 1, the students wish to award Dr. Vishali Khatri from the Molecules to Medicine module for her exceptional contributions to teaching and support for her students. Dr. Khatri has demonstrated a strong commitment to student learning by taking the time to explain concepts thoroughly and providing extra support outside of class time. She has shown empathy and dedication to her students' success by providing guidance and advocating for their well-being. Dr. Khatri's contributions have had a profound impact on her students and their ability to succeed, and we are grateful for her unwavering dedication to this program. For semester 2, the students wish to award Dr. Michelle Montai from the Immunology and Infection module. Dr. Montai's ability to present difficult concepts in an easily digestible and engaging manner has made her lectures a highlight of our academic experience. Dr. Montai's customized approach to teaching by adapting her lectures to the strengths and weaknesses of each cohort was impressive and appreciated. She also went the extra mile to create little podcasts and fight short readings to support students who had little to no immunology undergraduate background. Her interactive approach to teaching, including her quick-fire questions and clinical practice stories, kept us engaged and motivated to learn. Thank you, Dr. Montai, for your commitment to our success and for always being willing to explain concept to us, even on the weekends. For semesters 3, the students wish to award Dr. Pinkesh Rao for his outstanding contribution to teaching. Dr. Rao has been a passionate professor who consistently goes above and beyond for his students. He has demonstrated a strong commitment to teaching and has taken a personal interest in the success of his students. His dedication to student learning has been greatly appreciated, and we are proud to have him as a member of our faculty. For semester 4, the students wish to award registered nurse Claire McKenna. Claire is an exceptional clinical skills lecturer and was an absolute pleasure to learn from. Her dedication to teaching and support for her students has not gone unnoticed. She made every clinical medicine session enjoyable, and her tips for memorizing physical exams were especially helpful. Claire always showed enthusiasm and provided clear and concise responses to any questions student had. Claire went the extra mile by providing visual examples and thorough demonstrations of the physical exams. Claire, your work has been truly inspiring, and we cannot thank you enough for your contributions to the success of your students. Last but certainly not least, I would like to take this time to recognize Catherine Rankin, a very important member of our administrative team. Catherine, we don't know what we'd do without you. You are a superwoman. You are a superwoman that wears many hats. You run the show behind the scenes, and you always do so with a smile on your face. You are a member of staff that many students have found comfort confiding in. You are always accessible no matter the time of day or night, and you are quick to troubleshoot any issues. No matter the situation, the first question is always, have you spoken to Catherine yet? And so on behalf of the student body, thank you very much for all that you do and for always making it look so easy. This is from SGA, and I'm not sure. Behind, okay. We've got you something. Hold on. Exactly. In closing, I would like to extend my congratulations to all award winners, and to all faculty as a whole. I want to say thank you for your unwavering commitment to our students, hard work, and dedication to excellence. Your contributions to teaching and mentorship is essential to the success of future physicians. And to the incoming class of medical students, I encourage you to follow in the footsteps of our faculty members and upper semester students who are paving the way. Your education is a partnership, and I urge you to take advantage of the resources and supports that are available to you. Today marks the beginning of your journey, and we cannot wait to see where it takes you. Welcome to medical school.
So we're going to close our ceremony today, and I want to thank everyone who's coming here present, who's participated in welcoming our newest students to the medical school, and acknowledge just some of the achievements of our current students. I want to thank the UK SGA, who volunteered to support each of you and have really helped to create a good learning community. I want to thank the students who we've recognised as peer tutors and the S4S reps for their service. Thanks to our dedicated faculty, some of whom you've honoured today or at other previous events. Thanks to those on the stage, our clinical deans, programme lead, and our student Amanda Curavilla, who's come a long way from London, of one of our clinical sites, to be with us today. Thanks for your insights, everybody, and for making this event full of encouragement. As one of your deans, I look forward to celebrating your future achievements, recognising your efforts that you give to your academic and professional growth. So I hope you've enjoyed this ceremony, welcome you into our community, and your future participation in the life of the AUC Medical School. Well done, everybody. Normally at this time, students can come up for some photographs, so if you like group photographs, please feel free to come and have those. For everybody else, there is some food in the Foster refectory, so that's just as you go out, we can help guide you just round to the right, where there's a buffet waiting for everybody. Thanks very much.